Hi everybody, Mr. Caraway here, and I'm very pleased to welcome you to this video about the Blue Ridge Virtual Governor School scheduling process for 11th and 12th graders. It's very important that students know and understand what the scheduling process looks like and follow it carefully. If you don't, chances are you're not going to get the courses that you would like to have for next year. You'll hear a little bit more about this from Ms. Goodwin in her part of the video, but the main thing for now is please make sure you're opening Blue Ridge emails, that you're following directions carefully, and you're letting us know of any questions that you have. The other thing that I'd like to stress to students and parents is that scheduling is a great time to be talking about future goals and future opportunities. We get a lot of students in Blue Ridge, people who graduated from Blue Ridge, who write to us to explain how the courses that they took through our program were able to help them with their college and work preparation. And what we hope for you is that these courses that you have the choices to make about next year give you those kinds of opportunities. So thinking about where you want to be with those things will be very, very helpful to you as you make your course selections. With all that in mind, I'm very happy to note that we have new courses online for next year, including creative and research writing classes. We've got public speech, music history, environmental science. So we've got a broadening range of courses that are available to students. I also like to point out that Blue Ridge pays tuition for all of our college courses that we get from University of Virginia, Shenandoah University, and Piedmont Community College. So lots of opportunities for students with all of those things. If you want to know more about those courses and the scheduling process, the best way is to go to our website at brvgs.k12.va.us and click on the big blue button in the middle of the homepage, and it will take you to our program of studies. So I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Goodwin, our online learning coordinator, who's going to walk you through some more specific information about the scheduling process. And I'll be back at the end of this video with one more important piece of information regarding the process of choosing courses for next year. Until then, here's Ms. Goodwin to talk about the BRVGS scheduling process.
Welcome, students and families. I'm Liz Goodwin. I'm the online learning coordinator at the Blue Ridge Virtual Governor School. And this presentation is to explain to you how you pick out classes for next year. So we're going to tell you all about our course options and how our registration works. To get started, I'd like for you to check your email, students, because I have sent you a letter that has a few links in there that are going to be important for you to find to go along with this presentation. The first link is going to be to our program of studies, and that is going to have the listing of all the classes that we offer. The second link is going to be to a place that you can ask questions. We've set up a Google form so that you could just send a question in real quick, and we're going to compile all of them and then put them on our website for you to look at later. And then the third link is what you see right here on the screen, and that is if you might be somebody that would prefer to be in a live question and answer session. So if you're one of those people, then tune in on February 25th at 5 p.m. or March 2nd at 7 p.m. and you'll join this link or the one in your email, and our team will be on there to answer any questions you might have regarding scheduling. All right, so let's get going. What is the process here? How does this all work? And so some of you, this will be your second year requesting classes if you're going to be a senior, but if you're a junior, this is all new. So we want to make sure you know how it's going to work. Okay, so the first step that you are going to do is you're going to go to our program of studies. And so that is a link to our website that explains every kind of class that we offer, and if it might be dual enrollment, if it might be an engineering focus or maybe a math focus. So we have it explained in 6 different ways on our website. So the first step is for you to kind of comb through that website and find which classes are interesting to you. So just take a few notes. And so when you get to the next step, which is meeting with your school counselor, you can tell your counselor what you're interested in. Your counselor is going to know what you need for your local school plan and how to graduate in this program, but they're also going to want to know what you're interested in because you have lots of choices. So after you meet with your counselor, Then you're going to have an email sent to you, and I'm going to move my picture over here. I think I can. Yeah. Because you're going to get an email from us that says, "Okay, now tell us what you want." And that email is going to be sent to you so that you can reply in this window down here. So March 10th, 11th, and 12th, we're going to have everything open, and that is going to be the time that you submit the classes that you are interested in. So you request them. You're not guaranteed them, but you request them at that point. Okay, so it's really important for you to understand and families to understand this point right here. So this point is that when you register with your counselor at your high school, that is a totally separate process from when you pick classes with the governor's school. We both have our own system. We both have our own teams of people. And it does not necessarily mean that you get the class if you tell your counselor you want the class. So, number one on this slide, you choose your classes with your counselor. Number two, you complete our course request form. And then number three, you wait for an email from us confirming what classes that you were placed in. That's how it's going to work. Okay. Now, as an 11th grader, what happens if you're an 11th grader? I'm going to go through 11th grader and then 12th grader options. So 11th graders, you have to take 2 classes when you're in 11th grade, 2 governor school classes, unless, and that's what this starred item is here for you, unless you're in an associate's degree program or some other special program for your school. So if you're in a special program, then we try to use some of those classes that you're doing. But if you're not in one of those programs, you have 2 classes that you need to take in 11th grade. And if you want to know what those programs are, you can use this link. Okay, so your 2 classes in 11th grade. You have to pick one required class. And so on our program of studies, there's a whole page of required classes and another page of elective classes. So you're going to pick one required in 11th grade, and then you're going to pick one, and you have 4 ways you can pick the other one. So you could choose another required class, okay, if you like 2 on that list. But then you could pick your required and elective class. You could pick your required class and a local approved class. Now, what is that, you might ask? That is a class that our board, our Blue Ridge Virtual Governor School board, has decided can count as a governor school credit. So, like in some schools, you might have a specialty class in like a science topic, and they've declared that that can count as a Blue Ridge credit. And if you want to read more about that, that's on our website too. So that could be your third option. Or the fourth option over here is you always have the opportunity to take an independent class. So say there's a class that you know about, or maybe there's a topic that you're really interested in and it's offered somewhere online, like maybe it's offered at Liberty University or PVCC Community College in Charlottesville, and you really want to take that class. Well, we have a system for that. And so you can apply and ask for permission to take a separate independent online class. So we have lots of options for you because you guys are also different. So, okay, that's 11th grade. Okay, let's talk about if you're a senior, if you're a rising senior. It looks a lot the same, but as a senior, again, you have to take 2 classes. One of them, though, the first one you'll see down here, is your BRVGS internship. So you're going to have to do that next year anyway, and that counts as one of your 2 classes for next year. And then your second class comes from the same choices that I just mentioned for 11th graders. You could take one off the required course list, you can take one off the elective course list, do a local partner course, or an independent class. Okay? So that's kind of the breakdown for 11th and 12th graders. Some key takeaways for you to know. Okay, the first one is about the UVA classes. We have 4 UVA classes that we offer, 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, and we really like all of our students that want to take a UVA class to have that opportunity. And so we try to give priority to first-time UVA course requests. So that might be if you request one for your 11th grade year, we try to honor that. But sometimes we can't because the classes fill up. So if you're a senior that's going to be a senior next year and you really want a UVA class and you didn't get into one last year, we will give you priority so that you do get one this year. Okay. The second item for you to know is that we are doing a lottery style placement this year. And it's not first come, first serve like we've done in the past. What we found is that this year, with everything being so different, we really want to open the field equally to everybody. So we don't want internet connectivity or where you might be the day that course requests open. We don't want that to affect the classes you get. So we're going to have that window of March 10th, 11th, and 12th. And that's when you're going to submit your requests of what you'd really like to take. And then we're just going to do a lottery style placement into those classes to make it as fair as possible. So you want to make sure you check your email so you know exactly what's happening and you know when to expect that course request form to come into your inbox. All right, so let's review. How are you going to know what classes you got? Because if you do your course requests, and this is my first step in this process here, if you complete your course requests in that window that I'm telling you about, and it's done and it's submitted between March 10th and 12th, and you're waiting. Well, how do you know? Well, our team at BRVGS is going to do everything we told you that we're going to do with UVA requests and lottery style placements. And it takes us a while because we do it all by hand, believe it or not. And so after we get all of the classes settled, we will email you. So you will get an email from us saying, you have been placed into the following class for next year, and it'll say fall or spring. Okay, and you might receive multiple emails saying, you got into AP Stats, and then another email saying you got into UVA cybersecurity. So that's how you're going to know what you got. All right. What about dual enrollment? Some of our classes do have dual enrollment options, and we have lots of partnerships with colleges and universities throughout Virginia. So if you end up being placed into a college class that is dual enrolled, Miss Bunovich likely will be in touch with you and kind of get you all enrolled in that college. But that doesn't all happen at the same time as this process that we're talking about. What happens there, and that's what's on the screen, is if you get placed into a fall class, so say you're going to take UVA engineering in the fall of next year, she's going to contact you in May this year to make sure that all of your paperwork for UVA is complete, because that's how colleges work. They register you at the end of the spring semester for the following year, okay, or the following semester, I should say. So, but what if you got put into a class for the spring, like it starts after Christmas? Well, you're going to be contacted in November then of next year from Ms. Bonovich to do all that paperwork. And that's how we ensure that you have that class ready to go and your transcript will be ready for the college to accept your grades. So it's kind of a separate process than even just us. So, okay, that's dual enrollment. Now, you can see checking your email is a must. So you have to check your email so you're in the know on how this stuff is happening. We don't want you to be left out. We don't want you to miss any opportunities. And so you have to remember that that's really important. That is the line from us to you right now. And so always, always open your email that you get from Mr. Caraway, Ms. Bonovich, myself, or Ms. Outen. If we email you, it's something important. We try not to waste your time. We try not to spam you. So it's just really important that you check and open and read all of the email we send you. Okay, finally, wrapping it up. If you have questions right now after watching this video, remember there's that Google form link that I sent you, and your question will be dropped into a list that we are going to post online. So it's kind of questions that are good for the group. If you think about being in a classroom, questions like that will be great for the Google form because we're going to update a website with all those answers for you. If you have something that's more personal and you want to attend something kind of face-to-face live, I encourage you to mark one of these 2 dates down on your calendar and join us at this Google Meet link. And again, this is in your email too. So either February 25th at 5 p.m. or March 2nd at 7 p.m. And of course, you can always email me. So thanks for watching, and we're excited to get this process rolling.
Thanks, Ms. Goodwin, for that helpful information. For my final piece of information, I want to let students know that we will be emailing you with a scheduling worksheet specific to your grade level in the next few days. So please keep an eye on your email for that and open that when you get that. You can use that worksheet to help you make decisions about the courses that you'll need to take for next year in preparation for the scheduling process that will begin on March 10th. In the meantime, please feel free to email Ms. Goodwin and me with any questions you might have. And parents and students, I invite you all to attend our informational and Q&A sessions on February 25th at 5 p.m. and March 2nd at 7 p.m. And the meeting link for those meetings is on our Program of Studies homepage. So thanks for listening, and best of luck with your course requests, and take care.